I keep on telling people that taxes are not as difficult as they think they are, and yet this is my third day needing to record this tax video to explain more things because I'm wrong when I say that taxes are not as difficult as you think they are. They really are.
Hey adventurers, it's a Ramen Quest side mission. I am not an accountant or a tax expert by any means. This is a basic introduction into Japanese taxes and not everything is covered. Double check everything. I'm simplifying and skipping over a lot of information.
We're gonna go through this. Come with me on this journey of taxes. The tax season in Japan begins on February 15th and it goes until March 15th. So you have 1 month to get your taxes done and handed in. You can pick up your tax filing papers from any post office, usually from your city office or close to your city office. They will have the tax office. If you go to the city office, they can usually redirect you to the tax office. They will help you out doing your taxes. The basic things that you need to bring are your tax withholding slip, some form of identification, and then anything that you think might be deductible. Okay, so if you're going to be doing taxes by yourself, you have to know which tax form you need to fill out. There's tax form A and tax form B. Tax form A is for people who receive money, but the money does not have any taxes already removed from it. So this would be people who own their own business or people whose income is only coming from things like prize winnings, income from things like interest from investments already. Now, I found out that a certain company, let's call them Belova, has been getting their employees to file themselves as their own private business and has not been taking their taxes off of their wages and has just been paying them directly. There's another company, we'll call them abour, who also kind of does this. Now, in the case that you do wind up needing to fill out tax form A, there's a little bit of a problem. The problem is that you, from the very beginning of working in Japan, were supposed to be filing and holding on to all of your own receipts. So when you fill out tax form A, you're considered your own business. So your company isn't considered your company, they're considered your customer. You are selling yourself, essentially, to them. The contract that you then have with them as an employee would be more of a service provider to a customer situation, which means that you need to hold on to all of the slips that show how much they pay you. And those are essentially your receipts or your copy of your receipts of you charging them for your services. So you need to hold on to all of those because those are your sales receipts. And during the year, you need to be writing those down as an itemized list and then writing down how much that you would be removing in taxes at the end. Because essentially you're just going to be filing your own tax withholding slip at the end of the year with tax form A. Is this complicated enough for you yet? Are you guys getting it? The upside of tax form A is that you can essentially deduct everything, like almost all of your living expenses. If you are filing tax form A, you're considered your own business, which means that you can file off everything. So your home is considered your office. So you can deduct 50% of all of your rent onto that. Your home is considered your office, so you can deduct also 50% of your utilities off of that. Everybody can deduct their national health insurance. What else can be deducted? For people who are filing tax form A, you can also deduct off gym memberships alongside any travel expenses that are for business purposes. So anytime that you have to go into your office or anytime that you are traveling to and from work, those can all be deducted off of your taxes. There's a couple other deductions that you can also do off of those taxes, but the thing is that you're going to have to keep a hold of all of your receipts and proof of payments and things like that for all of these things and then take them off at the end of the year. So you're going to have to keep an itemized list. So if you know that you're going to be filing tax form A, or if you know that your company is not taking taxes off of your wages already, then start marking down everything, because at the end of the year you're going to have to supply an itemized list alongside your taxes if you want to get the full discounts and not be paying out the wazoo for your taxes. Okay, so that's tax form A. Now everything else is going to be tax form B, which is a lot easier to fill out. We're going to be going through that right now, so I can show you guys exactly how to fill that out today.
All right, everybody, let's fill out our taxes. First, up here, you want to put down the city that you live in. So you're going to put this in kanji, but we're just going to say that we live in Tokyo. I don't remember what the kanji for Tokyo is, so we'll just say Tokyo. Tokyo. Then you want to put in the year that you are filling out your taxes. So you want to do it in Japanese. So this year is the 29th. It's the second month, and it's the 15th day. So then you want to put in the year for the previous year. So this is the year that you're filing your taxes for. So last year would have been the 28th year. And then here you want to put in a particular kanji that I need to look up. Yeah, into that space right up there. All right, and then you're going to be filling out your postal code. Then you want to put in your address here. You want to put in the address that you lived at on the first day of the first month of this year, which if it's the same, then you can just put in onaji. Same. Then over here, you want to put in your my number, which is like your, I don't actually know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know how many numbers are in my number. Then you want to put in your name. You can write it just in English, and then you want to put in your name up here. Okay, then of course your gender, you circle that, and then you put in your occupation. You put that in Japanese. I'm just going to put it in English because my Japanese is bad. Then you put in your company name, if you work for a company. Then you put in the head of the household, me. And then your relation to this person, if it's you, then you just put me. Then down here you want to put in the year of your birth. So 1 for Meiji, 2 for Taisho, 3 for Showa, or 4 for Heisei. So I was born in Showa, so it'd be 3. And then your year. I can let you guys know how old I am if you can figure it out. 05, 26. And then your birthday, your month, your day. And then you circle, this is for cell phone, this is for office phone, and this is for home phone. And then you put your number. Down here, I don't know what any of this is for. If you file weird taxes, then you might have to use that for something. If you are considered self-employed or a freelancer, then you would be filling out line A. So you should be getting a tax withholding slip. On line A, you would put in the amount of money that you received before taxes. So the largest number that's on your tax withholding slip. So let's say that we earned 2. So let's say that we earned that much money this year. This is for somebody who is considered self-employed or is a freelancer. If you are not a freelancer, then if you work for a company, you would be putting your wages down here in line Ka. So that's if you're an employee at a company. If you have any other earnings, then you would put it down in line. If you've got earnings from like a pension, you'd put it here. If you've got regular earnings from like something else, you'd put it here. And if you've won money from something or other, then if you've won money over 500,000 yen, then you'd put it here. I don't know how to do any of that, and I don't know what any of these other numbers are for. All right, so now we're going to take this number, and you've got 2 options here for both of these numbers. You can either take the base deduction, which is the lowest amount deduction that you possibly can. So you take this number, and then you minus 65,000 yen, which then you'd put that minus that down here in line 1. This is for this one, which would then be 1, 5, 9, 8, 6, 0, 0. Okay, your second option is that you find out which tax bracket that you're in, and then you do a fun calculation. And by fun, I mean a total pain in the ass. See, isn't it fun? If you earn under 65,000 yen, then you just put in 0. You'd put in 0 right here. If you earn anything over that, so between 65 and a million yen, then you'd minus the 65 and then you put in however that much that is. If you earn between this amount, then you put this number right here. If you earn between this amount, you'd put that number there, this amount, you'd put that number there. Anything that's over this amount, you have to do a calculation. So, divided by 4, round down, fraction less than 100,000 zeros, so whatever divided by 4. All right, well, so let's do it for this number. Okay, so for this amount would be falling under this bracket here. Yes? Yes. Okay. So then we take this number, 4063000, divided by, and then we divide it by 4. So then that would equal 1015. And it's not exact, but then we just leave the last 4 digits 000. And depending on your bracket, so we're in this bracket here, we would times that by 3.2. Take this number and times it by 3.2. Be 3250400. And then you minus 54,000. Minus 54. Bang, bang, which then would be 2710400. So then this number we would put, so this is from this number. So we started there, divided by 4, times that by 3.2, minus 54,000. That's our number. Sorry, that's a 0. And so then that number would go down here in column 6. So you've got two choices. You can either do this whole thing, or you can just take this top number and then minus 65,000. Now, you can see that this number is a lot higher. That would mean that you're going to wind up paying more taxes. So you'd want to probably do this calculation and not do this. This is your minimum deduction. If you earn a lot of money, don't do this. If you earn a little money, that's okay. This is how I think I might have actually messed up on my taxes. This is my actual earnings. This is what I actually wrote on my taxes. What I should have written, divided by 4 equals 562,000, because you have to round to the nearest 1,000. 180,000,020. So really the number that I should have put here is 1394020. So I'm overpaying my taxes a little bit this year. All right, so the number that should be here is wrong. That's where I messed up in my taxes. Don't do that. Do the actual calculation. It will usually be less. So anyways, you take this number, you do that calculation, then you put that number down there. Whatever numbers that you have up here, down here. We're just pretending that this doesn't exist. So once again, if you are a freelance contractor, then you would put your numbers up here. If you are a regular employee at a regular company, then you put your numbers here. So this number would then go down here after doing that calculation, or this number would then go here after doing that calculation. Then you would take this number and you would put it back down here again. Let's say that you are a freelancer and you work at a company. So then you'd put in both of these numbers, add them together, and then put that number here. But we're just going to go with this number. My mistake, not on 8. It should put it down at 9. So this goes down 1. Put it here. The next section that we're doing, this one here, these are your deductions. I don't know what all of these deductions are, just what some of them are. So your main deduction that everyone probably has will be line 12. This is your health insurance deduction. So all of the health insurance that you paid last year, so this year is 2017, so everything that you paid in 2016 for your national health insurance, you just put in what you actually paid. If you missed a bill, or if you split your bill up between the months, which means that half of it is going to be in 2016, but then some of the bill is going to be in 2017, you can only put in what you've already actually paid in 2016. Okay, so you put that number here. So box 11, this is actually important because a couple years ago I broke my leg and I actually had to put money here. Box 11 is if you have been injured and you have paid out to a hospital over anything that is over 100,000 yen. In 2015, I broke my leg and I had to pay for a surgery. And so the surgery and the hospital costs and everything all together, when I paid it out, what came out to about 300,000 yen. Then you would minus this amount. So then here you would put in 0, 2 from the amount that I broke my leg. This year that doesn't count, and anything that's under this amount doesn't count, so you might as well not bother. If you do have medical expenses that are over this amount, then you want to keep the receipts or the receipts for the more expensive stuff and then hand that all in. So that is deductions for medical expenses. 15. I believe this is for earthquake insurance. So anything that you paid out into homeowner or earthquake insurance would go here. Take all of these numbers and you add them up alongside the basic deduction here too that everyone gets. That's the exact same amount, but they don't have it filled in here. Number 24, which is 38. So you put in 38 here. So then you add all of these up, and then you put that down here at the bottom. So we're gonna cancel this one out and then just add these two numbers, just to keep it simple and similar to my regular one. So, okay, so this number plus this number equals this number, or any other numbers that you have in here. So this number is line 9. That's this number, minus line 25. So line 9 minus line 25, rounded down to the nearest 1,000. So then that would be 1, 4, 1, 1. All right, so you take line 26, whatever you have there. So if it's 0 yen, then in line 27, you would just put in 0 yen. If line 26 is between 1,000 yen to 1,949,000 yen, you'd take whatever line 26 is and you times it by 0.05. Our earnings here, which is this amount, is in this bracket. So we just have to times it by 0.05. Well, let's say that we earn double the amount. Okay, then what number would be up here? So if we were to be earning twice the amount, so in line 26, let's pretend that we're in the next tax bracket up, so we've got 2041000. So then we will be timesing it by 0.1, and then we're going to minus 97500, which would then come to 106600. So then this would be going into 27, line 27 on your thing. We're gonna go with the lower number here. So this one. This number we would carry it down to line 38. 39 we'd leave blank, because that's for something else. 40, once again, we'd carry that down. And then we take line 40, and then we times it by 2.1. And then you knock off two numbers. Line 41 works like this. So you take line 40, which is your number from line 27, the same one. So then we times this by 2.1, which then comes up to 119805. And then you just take these last two numbers and you knock them off. So then this is the number that you're putting in. So then there we would put in 8911. So 8911. That goes into line 41. Line 42, you take this number and you just add them together. So then line 42, 58248. So we put that down here. Okay. Crikey. 38, this is anything that you paid into foreign taxes already, but that doesn't count for me. So then line 44 is what has already been withheld from your taxes. Back to this number here. This is before taxes. So then line 44 would be everything that you've paid in taxes already. So that number, well, it should be on your tax withholding slip. So then you just copy the number that's on your tax withholding slip. Okay, then this number, and you minus it from this number. So you take 42, and then you minus 44 from it, and then you'd be putting like a plus or a minus here. So we would say minus 171,329. We would copy this number back down here because that's just the total number from up here. And that's it. Now you're done. So in this situation, I would be getting back this much money because I paid this much, but that's the only amount that they can tax me for from the amount that I've earned. So then I'd be getting back this number. Now, let's go back for a second here, and let's say that I earned this much money. So I earned the larger amount, and then we go back down here and we say, oh, well, well, this is the calculation for what that is. So that number goes into this number, but then let's go down here and let's say, oh, well, in that case, my insurance premiums would probably be a lot higher than this if I was earning that much money. So then that would be a lot higher. So you want to put in your insurance premium. Let's say that it's 570793. And then let's also say, oh, well, maybe we paid some insurance to earthquake because we earned so much money that we want to make sure that we're safe. So then we would put down 121150. And then we've got our basic deductions. And then down here, so everybody has to put in this number because this is just a basic deduction. So then down here, this number would wind up being 971943. Okay, so now we've got totally different numbers. We've earned a lot more money. So then up here, so remember 26 would be the 9 minus the 25. So then up here, we would have a number that was more along the lines of double what I'm making, 2041000. All right, well then, so then we'd be timesing it by 0.1 and then minus 97,000, which would take this number to be 106600. Okay, so then this number, we would transfer that to here, we would transfer that to here. This one would change to 2238, and then this number here would change to 108838. So this would be the amount that we would normally be paying, but we've already paid an amount. So that would be 103100, which would go there in 44. Yeah, it would be this number, 108838 minus 103100. So in the end, so then in this case, this would be a plus 5738. So then you take the 5738 and you'd stick it there, 5738. So then yeah, that would be done. You shouldn't have to put anything down here. Most of these would just stay 0. The last part, This part here, you put in your banking information. If you've got a postal bank account, you just stick it in there. And then they would automatically deposit any money that you get back. Or you would get a bill for a small amount. Or a large amount, who knows. Okay, that's page 1. Page 2. Page 2 is a lot easier. So page 2, you would just fill in up here. So you'd put the year, your address, you'd put in your name, you'd put in your name in furigana up here, and then down here you would put in, so in this box here, you would put in, going back to your page 1, so if you're a freelancer, you would be putting in this kanji right here. If you filled in this box, then you would put this kanji right here. And if you had some miscellaneous income, which would be these 2 boxes, then you'd put in this kanji right there. Then you put in your company address. Then you would put in the amount that you earned, not including taxes withdrawn, then the amount of taxes that they've taken. Any other companies that you've worked for would go down here, and then the total amount would go here. And this total amount is the same that you would be putting on line 44. Okay. This is 12 on this page. You would put in your insurance. And then the amount that you paid in insurance. So that would be from line 12 over here. Would be the same as that's right there. And then if you have like different types of insurance, or we have the earthquake insurance, that's line 15, so we'd also put that there. Once again, let's pretend for a hot second here that we had a bunch of medical expenses that we had to pay out. Then your medical expenses would go up here, and then that was from line 11. So if you had a bunch that was over, anything that is over this amount would go here, and then you'd put it in line 11. The rest of this, I don't know what it's for. Those are the main sections that you're filling out. Is like, this is your company earnings, how much you earned altogether, taxes withdrawn, total amount there, your insurances that you pay out, total amount there, your medical expenses that you had to pay out, total amount there. These numbers all correspond to these numbers. I think we're done. Oh my god, I think we're done. This is gonna be like an hour-long video. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't cover. You're gonna have to figure it out on your own. This is all I got. This is a huge video. Oh my gosh. See, these are the notes that I have. Like, look at all of these, and then like just all of the instructions. Look at this stuff. I have so many notes, and then I'm checking online for notes too. It just does not end. It goes on forever. There's so much. Oh my god. See you next time, adventurers. Ugh, I'm dead.
Thanks, adventurers. Where will we go next?